So right away, we have to start with our class, okay? And okay, so let me just look for question 7. Question 7. Where's question 7? It must be somewhere. This was question what? Let me check. This was question 9. And so 7 is here. So we have to start from question 8. Okay, so let's just get this one real quick. We copy it and we'll go back this side, and we're going to be solving from here. Let's just paste it right here. And yeah, okay. Okay, so if you guys yeah, I want to confirm if you are going to be able to, like, see the things clearly. Okay, that is one important thing that I'm supposed to make sure of. Okay, to be sure of. Okay, so are you guys able to see? So this is the question that I gave out, and only a few people solved it, and I feel like it's going to be important for us to, like, to like solve it together, because I feel like maybe some of you did not understand. I don't know why you didn't do it. Maybe you failed, whatever reason, but before the exam, you have to know how to handle such questions. Okay, so this is 2023 paper 1, and okay, whatever, it doesn't matter, the series. Yeah. So given that 25 and 13 are the first and third terms of an arithmetic progression respectively, find A, the second term. Are you guys able to read clearly what is on this board?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so let's just start writing there. You know that the formula for finding, when you're finding the nth term, you always go with this formula, right? This formula, you can put it nth term or 10, whichever expression, as long as it can be understood mathematically, okay? Is equals to, you have there your first term plus, this question just needed a little bit of your better understanding and some bit of a deep analysis, not even a very deep, yeah, as far as I'm concerned. So okay, so this one just a bit. Okay. This just a bit, guys. This I want to adjust the thickness of this. This whiteboard is online, so I think maybe the network being shared, it's quite responding a bit slow, but let's see. I'm to increase the thickness. Okay, let's see how this happens. Okay, so better, we are good to go. Okay. All right, so let's restart. So like that, we have that plus that, open bracket, n minus 1 close d. Okay, where this one just standing for the nth term, you can also you can also put it this way. You can, some people can put it that way. Yeah, yeah, whichever way. Maybe sometimes maybe you want to refer to the third term. Some people would write it like this. Yeah, but so far all these are standard and acceptable. Okay, so let's go. This one is the first term, and this one is just the term number, and this one is just a common difference, which is throughout like the difference between the other term, because this is AP. We are dealing with arithmetic progression, so the difference between like the terms is just the same. It's constant. You get the point. So now we've been given 25. We are going to create an equation, because 25 is the first term, right? So the second term is the third term is 13. So let's use 13 as something that is going to help us. So let's say we want to find 13. So for us to find 13, okay, if we wanted to find 13, we're going to say 13 is equals to what is the first term, which is 25, plus then n is what? Is 3, because that is the third term. They've said third term, first and third term respectively, which simply shows that 25 is the first term, and automatically 13 becomes the third term. Okay, so 3 minus 1 D. Okay, we are looking for the D before we calculate the second term, because we don't have the D in here, the common difference we haven't been given, but we've been given the first and third term. So we have us being given that we can calculate for the D using this method. Okay, so hopefully up to this point everybody has kind of understood what I'm trying to explain here, right? So we go. In case you are behind, you tell me, you ask a question, feel free, I'll respond to you, and I guess you will be able to understand, I assure you. Okay, 25 plus what is 3 minus 1, that is a 2. Okay, multiplied by D is just going to give us a 2D. So we can just swap this and say 2D, right? Hopefully you get it. From there, we are going to bring the 25 this side, because 25 and 13, they are what? They are common terms. Okay, 13 minus, that is 13 I've written, minus 25 is equals to 2D. Okay, so what is going to happen? I'm sure you know what is going to happen from this point. Okay, so all right, so let's use this. Okay, so from there we are going to say 13 minus 25. What is 13 minus 25? Somebody to give us the answer. 13 minus 25. You guys are supposed to be responding. There are times when I get disconnected, so I might not be able to know to say I'm disconnected.
Negative 12.
So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Let me just reconnect my desktop. It's I'm sure it has misbehaved. Hopefully, what was I explaining when I got disconnected?
You are asking what 13 minus 25.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, we are good to go then. I didn't get disconnected a long time ago. Okay, so what am I going to do? Let me just see. No, sorry guys for the inconvenience. I was using a cable to hotspot my desktop. I don't know what happened, but let's reconnect. Okay, just be a little bit patient with me. Just be a little bit patient. You know, these things we rely on, sometimes they disappoint us. So let me just reconnect. All right, so oops, just a bit. Let me allow my whiteboard to load. I don't know what went wrong, but just a bit. Are you guys able to hear me? If you can hear me, you can tell me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How is my speed? Should I increase, maintain, slow down?
Maintain.
Do you know what I was expecting? I was
What?
expecting somebody to tell me to say, can you try to put it 3 times, speed 3 times, or 2? So when it comes to speed, I usually ask people how they want me to go, because I can really move at a very fast pace sometimes, especially if most people teaching that thing to, they are very familiar with it. It's kind of revision. Yeah, just a bit. This whiteboard is taking long to load. I would have used an offline one, but I don't really enjoy it. So yeah, I wish it didn't do this, because it's kind of something that's dragging us back again, reconnecting and the like. But hopefully this time around it won't misbehave. Meanwhile, as we are waiting for this to connect, let me maybe we proceed using a different, because we've been waiting for like 3 to 5 minutes, I guess. So maybe using an alternative, maybe a better option, right? Before, as we are waiting for this one to load, the one that misbehaved, let's try to use Microsoft Edge. Okay. We're waiting on the whiteboard we were using to reload, and I can see people leaving by. Anyways, it's okay. as we are waiting for that, we can proceed from where we ended. But from there, I'm sure you people are able to find the value of D. What is the value of D so that I can proceed from there? What is the value of D? I'm sure from where I ended, you were able to calculate the value of D, right? So what is the value of D so that we proceed from there as we are waiting for the normal whiteboard to load? D is equals to, because I guess I remember the last thing I did was
D is equals to,
if you remember that equation I made, it was I asked to say what is 13 minus 25? What is 13 minus 25?
negative
Negative
12.
negative 12. So it is equals to 2D. So which means that if we say over 2 over 2, what is the value of D?
Yes.
Negative 6?
Yes.
Okay. So now we found the D. Now we can find the second term, right? So T2 will be equal to the first term plus n minus 1D, right? So is equals to 25 plus n, which is what? The second term, right? This is why I hate this whiteboard. I have to go and carry that. So just undoing. Okay. So 2 minus what? Wait. Yeah, minus 1. Then D is negative 6, right? Yeah. So now let's go. This is goes to 25 plus that is 1, right? 1 then multiplied by negative 6, right? So it's the same as 25. This thing, it's not even out for this one. So it will just be the same as 21 or 25 minus 6, right? So what is the answer? 19, right?
Yeah.
So the second term is 19, and it's logical. So when you say 25 plus negative 26, because of my negative 6, that is the logic there. It will give us 19 minus 6, or plus negative 6, or let's just say minus 6, it will be 13, right? So that is the thing. So think it in that way. So that's how you solve that question and get your free 2 marks there. And finding the formula for the nth term, how do you go about it? Nth term is very easy. So let me see if whiteboard has loaded here. Okay, it has. Hopefully it will not misbehave. Let me just load the content you are doing. Maybe we'll get back to it in the next question. Okay, so formula for the nth term, you can use the same one, or let's be more specific, just say nth term. We just put it like, like that. Is equals to a plus, okay, and we put a 25 here. We put a 25 there plus n minus 1, and now we put a 6 there. Okay, so the thing that we are not going to include is this one, because we are trying to find the formula that can be used generally anywhere, like simplifying this one. Okay, are you getting the point? So which means that the nth term will be 25 plus, as now let's multiply now this n minus 1 with the 6, the negative 6 outside there. So it will be 6n, right? Minus, it will be plus here, plus what? Plus 6, right? Right? So it's now going to be nth term is equals to, this 6 will come the other side, right? Which will be 25 plus 6, right? So what is 25 plus 6?
31.
31. 31 plus 6n, right? So now, let's try to use this formula if it's right, okay? So from here, I think we can end. We cannot simplify this further. So let's just try to find the second term using this formula, okay? So let's just say 31 plus 6, then multiplied by what is the term number? It's 2, right? Wait. Plus that. Did we go wrong anywhere? Oh, I get. We made a mistake somewhere, guys. So all of you there, you are unable to notice here, when multiplying -6 multiplied by this, how did we come up with 6n? It was supposed to have a negative here, right? So we missed it there. So let's just put a negative there, and which simply means that this changes everything now from here. So it will not be that. Okay, so let's go 25 minus, it will be 25 plus that, it will still be 31, right? It will still be 31, right? 31, now it will be minus 6n, right? So now let's go to the other side and try to prove, okay? So 31 minus 6 multiplied by 2, right? So 31 minus 12. What is the answer? We are trying to find the second term. We just put 2 there because we're trying to find the second term. What is 31 minus 12? Is it giving us 19?
18.
Right? It's 18?
Yes.
It's 18, not 19?
Yes.
Now,
it's 18.
Are you guys doing proper calculations? We are going to be stuck here. It's not supposed to spend a lot of time. Let's end the argument. 31 minus 12. It's 19, guys. Yes. So it gives us, so you can put any number there, any term number without using this long formula. So that is the short formula. That is what we are trying to find. Have you now guys seen? Because even the third one can be found by just saying 3, putting 3 there, which will be 13 minus 18, which will definitely give you that term. And then you can go on and on and on without going through calculating all these other things you've seen here, right? So my board, when I rub, I can't rewrite these things. That's how it is. That's how bad these are not here. Okay, I think let me switch my whiteboard and give you the one that is more friendly and it's so interactive. I love this one. So are you able to see it? Are you able to see the other one?
Not here.
Not as long as you can see, I'll do the work. As long as you've seen that it's changed. Okay, so if you've seen that it's changed, so let me just do this. No. Okay. Right. What has happened? Are you able to see?
Yes.
Okay. Oops. Okay. So we are now going to this one. So today, let's try to be a little bit faster. And here, this other question, I'll do it as homework for some reason. A letter is chosen at random from the letters excellent of the word excellent. What is the probability that E is chosen? So without wasting much of the time, let's solve this one. So the probability of each letter here, a probability, the formula is, let's say you are given maybe 3 green sweets. They are all green, okay? So meaning that the color is same. So the probability of you picking any sweet out of those green sweets, okay? Okay, let me just say you've got 3 sweets. To make it simple, let me not make it more complicated. You've got a red one, a black one, and maybe a blue one, okay? So the probability of each sweet, you picking any of the sweets, is 1/3 because there's one blue, one black, one red sweet, right? So it's 1 out of those 3, okay? So the same thing here. So you have to see how many like in that moment you have to check how many black sweets do I have. So in this case, the same thing, you've got the word excellent. This word is made out of how many, you have to count how many letters are there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are they 10? Are we agreeing? 10, right? Let's read out. 10, right? Okay. So what you have to know is that the probability of each letter depends on the number of occurrences. How many times has it appeared in that? Okay. So like the word E, how many times has it appeared out of 10? It's how many times? You can count. I can see E here, E there, and 3 times, right? So it's just 3/10. Just like that. It's just a 1-mark question. Just need to spend 10 seconds. You answer this question. It's 1 mark. You are done. Okay. Don't waste time. Don't waste your precious time on having to think. So this is just 10/3, right? The 3/10, right? So are these 10 here? They're 10, right? So I'm sure the other time we were doing the same question, maybe we miscounted. We ended up finding that there are 9, so whatever, but the concept is what is important. Sometimes you may miss, right? Even myself, sometimes I make mistakes. So what it is that you have to count how many times has that E appeared in there. Like L, it will be 2/10, which can further be simplified to 1/5, right? So just say, so guys, I want you to take a screenshot of this, or you can write this down, but this is your homework question number. I'll send it in the group, but you can take a screenshot if you don't want to be delayed after class, so I can do it as you wait for. Some of you will wait, but you can, the question B, you can copy it or take a screenshot. Come again?
It's not that clear.
It's not very clear. Okay. So let's do this. Ish. No. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes.
So you can just take a screenshot or you can write it down, but I'll give you like 30 seconds and we'll proceed. I'm giving you that question. I need correct answers by tomorrow. Yes, because right now we have to speed, because tomorrow we have to I will arrange for another class, so I will finish this paper, okay? And on Sunday we'll tackle 1 or 2 questions from the previous paper we did. So you guys, I expect you to have graph papers, okay? We may decide to do a question on graph papers. If we do a question maybe under earth geometry, vectors, you'll be lucky, but there's a high possibility we might do even linear programming. So you guys are supposed to come with, you are supposed to look for graph papers. Personally, I will do it digital. I have graph papers, but for the sake of sometimes when you're just using your camera capturing something, it takes a lot of space and it requires a strong network for people to see clearly. So I hear we're trying to digitalize everything. Hopefully you guys are done by now, as I was explaining that. So we have to go and pick out something for from that paper too, and we count it out so we can see what next was going to be next, because this time around we need to take learning on a different, we need to be more serious. And I think you guys are done, right? So you are done, I assume so. Those of you who are a bit slow, somebody, I'm sure, will post it in the group. Okay, so okay, so we go to the next question. I guess the next questions are so interesting. Which one is the next one? I guess it's still here, right? Oh, the same one I did. We still have to do. Oh, we were on. We did question what? We did 9, right? So we're supposed to go to 10. 10, from 10 we'll go to 11. Let's see. Let's try to be a little bit faster. Okay. So okay. So are you guys able to see? So set A, where in set A we've got this value of x, the x variable, which we are being told to interpret is that x is comprises of the numbers, the prime numbers, which are in between 1 and 15, and set B, which comprises of these odd numbers in between 0 and 10. So how do you tell? So they are telling us to say this x is here like 0. When they say 0 is
less than.
is okay. How you read this mathematically, we can say 0 is what?
Less than or equal to.
X.
Less than or equal to
X.
x, and less than 10, right? Okay. So you know, when they say less than or equal to, it means that that's why when I'm pretty sure we should choose linear programming, because this has just reminded me of the difference between less than or equal to and when they just say less than. It simply means 0 can either be part of the solution set, or it cannot be part of it. You understand? So that is what it means. So if 0 is that odd number, it's okay. You can include the 0, okay? But a 10 cannot be included, because they're telling us to say that x is less than 10, meaning that if they say less than or equal to 10, if 10 is an odd number, in this case it's an odd number, we can include it, okay? So right away, let's not take much time, because time is not with us. Okay, so set A, we are going to list set A, and set A, which are the prime numbers in between 1 and 15. Real quick, these numbers, just somebody to shout them for me real quick.
2.
Yes.
3.
Yes.
5.
Yes.
7.
Yes.
11.
Yes.
13.
11 and 13. Okay, so those of you who don't know what a prime number is any number that has only two factors, 1 and itself, which simply means that the number where only one goes in there and itself. Like you can see 7. There's no any number that can go into 7. Like a certain number, a certain logical number, a certain, so that is how it is. So all these numbers are prime numbers. What of odd numbers? Odd numbers are these numbers where, if you divide them by 2, what do? They don't give you a certain number which is a constant. Okay, they don't give you a constant. So that is what it means. So an even number is the one that gives you a constant if you divide by 2. Okay, so let's go odd numbers which are in between a 0 and 10.
1.
Okay, so a 1 is an odd number, right? Okay, let's go.
3.
3 is an odd number. Let's go. Oh, what else? 5.
5. Yes.
Okay. 5. 5. 5. Let's go. 5 is not an odd number. Is not an odd number. You divide 5 by 2. What are you getting? It's a 2.5, right? Is this a constant? No, it's not a constant. So it's also an odd number, right?
Yes.
So 5 qualifies.
Yeah.
Let's go. Even 7 itself. And which one?
9.
Which other one? And 9. Yes, 9 is also qualifying. So from there, let's now let's now answer this question. This question is telling us to say list A intersection B. Which numbers are being found here and here? Okay, so let's now list A
3.
intersection B is equals to, so these are 3,
5.
5,
7.
7. What else?
That's all.
Okay, so just like that, we are done on this one. So let's move to the other question. Let's just solve this other question. This one, not. Okay, so. Okay. Right. Oops. Just a bit. Okay. All right. So this is when they tell us to say let's solve an equation. When you're told to solve an equation, they are simply telling you to say you have to find the value of a certain variable that you have been given. Okay, is that clear? Yeah. So in this case, we are going to be finding the value of x. Okay. Yeah. So we are going to be finding the value of x. Anyways, let me just delete this one. So let's find the value of x. So if you look at the nature of this question, it involves the use of a bit of integers, right? You're even answering at integers. Integers. What are integers? Indices, right? I think that's a slip of a tongue by. The major thing here is indices. The nature of the question is like this, when you just see these, just know that these are integers, indices. So what we are going to do first is we need to convert these, because you can see that 16 is a bigger number than 2, but 1 over 16 is a very small number. You understand? It's a very small number, but then you're looking at how that is. So we are going to first convert that 16, get rid of a 1. What does this 1 mean? It means that there's a negative, right? So we can say 2 is equals to 2x plus 3 is equals to 2 raised to the power negative 4, right? Because we are trying to get rid of that 1, right? Who has not understood how we have come up with? Because we are trying to equalize this. So if the bases are the same, meaning that even the powers are the same. So let's create an equation using the powers is equals to negative 4. And if we bring 3 the other side, it's going to be x is equals to negative 4 minus 3, like that. X is equals to negative 7. And if you replace negative 7 where there's x here, it will be 2 is equals to negative 7 plus 3, okay? Just a bit. Negative 7 plus 3, okay, is equals to 2 raised to the power negative 4. Okay, what is negative 3 plus, what is negative 7 plus 3? Is it not negative 4? So 2 to the power negative 4 is equals to 2 to the power negative 4, which has proven it, right? You've proven it, right? Can I rub? Anybody who is behind, we need to move to the next question. Before I rub. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, nobody is asking. I think it's clear. So you can just go through in case you were left behind. There are some of you who are like, okay, maybe I'll try to go through it on my own time. Let me not waste people's time. You think that way, which is also good and bad at the same time. Okay. All right. So we get to this question. Here, the diagram below shows towns A and B on the equator. A is on longitude 30, as you can see here. A is on longitude 30, and we have B, which is along longitude X here. B, A and B, and we've got the X longitude, but this one is a point, and we are being told to say the time at B is 17:05, and when it is 14:05 at A, find the longitude X. Okay, so for us to find longitude X, I'll just try to speed through and try to make you guys understand how we go about such questions. First, we need to find, since we've been given time, we find the difference in time. Okay, so between 17 and 14, how many hours are there? How many hours? We'll use the time to find the difference in longitude. Okay, the difference, how far it is there. Okay, so you know that per every 1 minute, there's a difference of I don't know how many degrees, but we can calculate them. But let's go to the standards of, maybe let's use a degree, because per every 1 degree, there's a difference of 4 minutes. So if you are away from me by 1 degree, you must be 4 minutes ahead or behind me in terms of time, depending on where you are. Are you on my west side or my east side? That is what matters. All right. So let's go. So which simply means that if you want to calculate for maybe an hour here, we'll put 60 minutes here because we are using minutes. Okay, and we'll put x here, and if we were to find x, we'll cross multiply and find that we have to divide 60 by 4, which is giving us 15. So which means that per every 1 hour, there's a difference of 15 degrees, right? And from 17 to 14, there, from 14 to 17 hours, the difference is 3 hours, right? So which simply means that we have to say, we have to say 15 multiplied by 3, right? Which is giving us 45 degrees, right? So we found that the difference here is 45 degrees, okay? But now we need to find longitude X, okay? But since this one is in the west, okay, is in the west, and this one is in the east, you know the rules, right? Same longitude. What do we do? Those basic rules, okay? So let me take you back to that principle. I want us to analyze this properly, okay? So Let me just do this. Same, what do we do? Same, subtract. Okay, we subtract. Same, we subtract. Let me just put a minus symbol. Then different, I'll just put diff. We do what? We add. Okay, we add. Diff, we are just that. Then this principle is going to guide you. Oops, what has happened to my text? It has disappeared, right? Okay, like that. And so what we are going to do is this x is in the east of this 30 west. You understand? So meaning that these ones are going to be indifferent. Okay. So which means that we are supposed to add, when we add this plus this, we are supposed to find the 45 that we got. But then the 45 is what we calculated. We are looking for x. So that is what you are supposed to understand. So 30 plus, okay, plus x is supposed to give us 45. Have you understood? Because this x is in the east of the 30, unless it was this other side. If it was this side, would have said 30 minus x, or maybe that x minus 30. Have you understood? The x is in this side, so we are supposed to say plus because they are in different. Okay, it's in the east, that is its east side. So we are now going to say 30. Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's do this. We'll say it will be 30 minus what? 45 is equals to x. Okay, so it will be negative what? 15 is equals to x, but there's no negative 15. You understand? When it comes to degrees, so you just put it what? Even times, sometimes you can find negative. Okay, is equals to x. So x is 15. You know, so it's 15. It's 15 what? 15, not negative. You can just put it. You just say therefore x is what? 15 degrees east. You understand? 15 degrees east. Why have we found negative? It simply means if you found something positive here, it simply means it's in the west side, this side. Do you understand? So that is why what we are using the negative to determine whether it's east or west. You get the point? Yes. Even logically, you can draw two lines here to say minus 15, we are getting from 30, we are getting 15. Minus another 15 to the power 0. Again, we go this side, 15, we are getting these three lines, they add up to 45, right? 15, 15, 15, which means that you will land on 15, right? 15 west here, then 0, then 15 east. Yeah. So logically, I think you guys have understood how it is. So this next question will be the second homework question, but I'll explain how you can find it. Okay. This question is saying, real quick, those who can screenshot this next question, the B part. A ship sailed on the same diagram. A ship sailed from due east. Okay, it sailed due east here, going this side from A to B at an average speed of 450 knots. Find the time it took to travel from A to B. All you have to do is find the formula of finding this distance, which is here. Of course, you use the difference in longitude, which is 45 degrees, right? So just that formula of finding that, you understand? So it's as easy as that, right? So just find the distance here. That formula, I'm sure, let me give you a calculate. That formula that starts, distance is equals to, Q over 360 times, you continue. I've just given you a hint. You understand? So that's same formula. You can even use the shortcut one. It's okay. But you just have to know which one do we use if we are finding the distance along a latitude, okay, and along a longitude. You have to differentiate those. So once you find the distance, you just say distance, time is equals to what? Distance of that we're finding time, right? Distance over speed, right? And the speed you already have. So the distance, find it in nautical miles, okay? If you find in miles, which means that the speed is supposed to be converted to meters per second, but meaning that it's it's going to be, don't convert anything here. Just find it in nautical miles. So you have to know which formula to use for you to find it in nautical miles. But in case you find this, the distance in kilometers, you can always convert to nautical miles, because you know that a nautical mile is made up of 0.86 miles, right? So you have to, you have to reason to say, am I going to multiply or divide by this number? So that is just a hint on this one. So we can go ahead. I'm sure you have taken your screenshot when I was explaining this, because I'm trying to run out of time here. We are going to, okay, I think on this one, we have finished solving this command. So let's just do this. We go to the next one. Okay. So those of you who are that side, how many people are still there? This is another interesting question that we have to do. So let me bring it here. So guys, tomorrow don't miss the class. Make sure you come, we continue. We need to finish this paper tomorrow. We are starting as early as 2045. So somewhere 2030, those of you will be lucky. Just start joining. I think I'll make sure I start the class by 2030. Okay, this is a good thing, right? So, okay. So, how many people are still there?
Yeah, here.
How many? I can't check.
We are 4.
Okay, it's okay. Hopefully, you're not counting me.
But these two, their live is on mute.
They are what?
Their live is muted.
Helen and the Anna. Is it Anna?
It's okay. They, as long as they can hear me, it's okay. The issue of the mic, as long as I can get response from a few of you. All right, so guys, it's been long. I'm doing my questions, but I think it's been a few weeks. But let's go into it. So the functions g and h are defined by g of x, and which is equal to 3 plus 1, and h of x, which is equal to x minus 1 over 2, right? So we are being told to find the g inverse of x. So this is how you interpret these questions. I don't know how you read it, but when you just meet this question and you don't have that knowledge of how to read what this is, so you just simply say g inverse of x like this, okay? So we are being told to find g inverse of x, but the g of x is this one. So guys, if I take you back to indices, you know, what's the inverse of 1? You know, we need to understand this, okay? Maybe I'll come another day, try to explain in detail so that you people should not find difficulties. Because this is another thing that you need to understand rather than just understanding the concept to say, no, this is the process. First process, you say you let you let y be equal to what, you let do what, you do what, those things. But you have to understand, okay? So you guys go and find out from the very basics of what is the inverse of 1. What does it mean, inverse? Okay, when they tell you to say inversely proportional, that's why it starts from. You remember those 2 questions? I think you've been in paper 1, omitted them at some point. Yes, you find these are inversely proportional. You know, so it simply means something that is going the opposite side of the other one. So that is the thing. So inverse, So let's go into it, but I'll find some time. I'm sure I'll come and explain in detail. Maybe I'll make a video. Okay, so find G inverse of X. We are finding this question. So let's go into it. So so the first thing is we are going to, for us to find that, we first let Y be equal to G, okay? We let Y be equal to G because we are finding G inverse of the G inverse of X. But G, we let Y be equal to G of X. You understand? By letting Y be G of X, which simply means that Y is going to be equal to that. What is G inverse of X? Where there is G inverse of X, since G of X is 3 plus X plus 1, right? And we want Y to be equal to this. Now, since this is equals to that, we have to replace where there's G of X with what? With that, right? In front of Y. Right? Is it understood? So we say 3x plus 1. Right? 3x plus 1. And the next step is you can tell us the next step. We make X the subject of the formula, okay? So for X, okay, make X the subject of the formula, okay? That is the next thing. So let me just write the make X the subject. You understand? It's as easy as this. You understand? Even if I stay, I think 3 years without solving these questions, I think I would, but there's nothing that will ever prevent me from solving this question, maybe solving one of these questions maybe once in a week or what is happening. So make X the subject, okay? So from there, let's make X the subject. So Y is equals to 3x plus 1, right? So now we are going to take Y the other side and bring, let's just swap like this. 3x plus 1 is equals to Y to avoid confusions, okay? And then we say 3x is equals to Y minus 1, right? The 1 has gone the other side, right? And from there, we say over 3, right? And we are going to come up with something like, X is equals to Y.
That's one.
Y minus 1 over 3, right?
F of X inverse.
Okay, so now from here, what's the next step? The next step is we need to interchange, okay? Interchange, okay? Interchange X. Yeah, you people, what is important is the information. My handwriting on whiteboards is very terrible, I'm telling you. So interchange X and Y, okay? So interchanging X and Y here, we just put where there's X, we put Y, and where there's Y, we put X, right? And so we'll put Y there. So Y will be equal to X minus 1 over 3, okay? And we conclude. From there we conclude. You say, therefore, you just say G inverse of X is equals to, without putting this Y, you just say X minus 1 over 3. Understood?
Yes.
anything complicated?
No.
I think you people, you are seeing yourselves getting distinctions. Huh?
I receive, sir.
We had my former students, we had two, the distinctions, though the other one had the first distinction, the other one had just at least the second one, though we didn't have a lot of people, but hopefully this year, most of you will pass. I know how it is. People, those of you who were with this time around, you're the ones who are supposed to not disappoint us. The thing is, you will see how people start coming and attending classes the last 3 weeks over the experience. You'll see. So people are always serious in the last days, of which it has never worked for me. Me, I know how it is, especially mathematics. Mathematics is not RE. I've been in grade 12 as well. So mathematics is the way I handled it was different from the way I handled RE. RE, you can even study 3 days before writing the exam, everything from grade 10 to grade 12 and still get the 1. But mathematics, I'm telling you, if you're just serious, that is one thing I know. But not mathematics. Mathematics, not wakakuna mean that you can pass with. So that is just a fact. If someone is just serious, what I'm saying is a fact. So I'm just trying to, let me just clear this whiteboard. But I'm not saying those of you who are going to be writing RI, you should relax. Study. We are different. Okay. G of H of, how do you read this? G of H of X. Okay. G of H of X. There's what this means, right? So G of H of X, what does it mean? It means in G, where there's X, we put what is in G of H of X. Okay. So if you don't understand the mathematical language there, it may end up throwing you somewhere. So you have to know the difference between when they say H of G of X. So G has come first, right? Okay. So G of H of X. Okay. So it simply means in G, where there's X, we put what is in H. Are you agreeing?
Yes.
So let's go. So B, what is G? So G, where there's X, we put X, C, and C. 1 over 2, then plus 1, right? Is it clear?
Clear.
Well done. You just just say, let's finish it. It will be 3x minus 3 over 2 minus 1 the other side, or plus 1. How further can we continue? How further can we so that is 3x. What is minus 3 plus 1? That is negative 2, right? Over 2, right? How best can we simplify this? Can we simplify this further, or we just leave it here? It's okay to leave it there, right?
2 and 2 can cancel.
No.
Answer.
2. No, it can't. Where is this negative going to go? Oh, no, they can't. You can't cancel like
There.
because unless you talk of simplifying further because there is a -2 and a 2 here, so it's not possible to cancel. So let's just leave it here. Okay, so if g, if x, find x if g of g is of x is 22. In g, where there's g, we put what is in g, or where there's x, we put what is in g. Okay, is equals to 22. Now let's find x. Simple, right? This is water. So this one is something you should shukira if you fail to get this comma one, this one. Because this one, the same g, okay? G, where there's x in g, you put what is in g. Like that. Plus 1 is equals to 22. Find x. Simple equation, right? So there, 9x plus 3 plus 1 is equals to 22. Simple, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go. 9x plus 3, we are going to have 9x plus 4 is equals to 22. So 9x is equals to 22 minus 4. So what is 9x is equals to 18, right? And it'll be, I'm sure some people who think mathematically, if there's any there, you have already seen the answer.
It's 2.
Right, so 9, it'll be over 9, right? Over 9. So x will be equal to 2. Simple, right? It is as simple as that. So I think it's now 23:08. So let me first us continuing or ending here will depend on a few things. It will depend on how long we've been here, how many people are still active, whether people want to continue. The third thing will be we've been here for 1 hour 7 minutes, but I'm targeting that tomorrow we should finish this paper. Okay, so regardless of having 3 people there, still fine with me. Let's continue a little bit for a few minutes, okay? in case this person you don't know who usually come observe me or check on me, in case you see someone strange appear there, just know that they've noticed that there's a live class after 23. So there's someone who may come to observe Mr. Msheka, so he might come, but it's fine. Okay. So let's continue a little bit. But as Peru, we are not supposed to continue. But what I want is you guys to pass. That is the goal. Okay. So because towards the exams sometimes we even go up to I remember last time the longest we went in class wasn't it just it was 6 hours.
From what time to what time?
It was the day before the exam. I'm sure we started in the afternoons, and 6 hours from there. So you can, again, we did another 3 hours in the morning. I'm sure we started on 04, somewhere 6 something, so that's the thing. So for you, that time will be doing those. I'm sure you have to be relaxed, I think these things, most of them it's a revision to me. If you want, you can't even come. So provided you are ready for the exam. Okay. So the next questions I'm seeing, how boring are they? Let me see. In a practical exam, recorded the volume of water. So complete the statement in the answer space below. Okay, let's see. This one. Okay, they're not that boring. The actual length of this one, calculate the relative error. Not very boring. This one, the x, not very boring. We can still continue. You know, there are questions whereby you just each and every person, there are topics that they enjoy in mathematics. Everyone is supposed to admit that. Okay, even myself, there are sometimes when I'm tired, I choose not to solve some questions. I'll be like, no, this question is boring. You get the point. So that's how it is. So some questions you solve them because you are required to do so, not that you enjoy them. Okay, you may have the understanding and the like. Okay, but yeah. So this question, somebody to help me read. Somebody to help me read.
I thought in a practical examination, Nelly recorded the volume of water at 6.4 liters, correct to one decimal place. Complete the statement in the answer space below.
Yes. So here we are being told. So in short, here this volume that was recorded, this person recorded this volume. Okay. So now we have to find the upper bound and the lower bound of this. But how are we going to find it? We are supposed to find the absolute error, and that is what we are going to use to add to this and subtract to this for us to put the two things there. Have you guys understood? So this comes from approximation, that topic approximation. Okay, so that is the thing. So if you've never dealt with something like this, here's a chance for you to learn something. Okay, so what we are going to do is we need to find the absolute error. Okay, how are we going to find that error? Okay, absolute error, it can be found in two ways. Okay, there are sometimes we use this formula, true value minus, recorded value, which is in this case considered as it is put as RIV minus the true value. Okay, but here we've not been given the two values, just been given one value. Okay, so sometimes you may find that you are told to maybe measure the length of something. Okay, and if you measure, instead of measuring it's 5 centimeters, okay, 5 centimeters, and then you measure 5.1. So we are going to say 5.1 minus 5.0, okay, which will give us 0.1 as our absolute error. So that is absolute error is that error you made, as in the absolute, the total error. You get the point? You understand? So in this case, the volume of water is this V here. So that V is supposed to be less than or equal to the lower bound, okay? Or it's supposed to be greater than or equal to the lower bound, and the same V is supposed to be less than or equal to the upper bound, but the V is this 6.4 here. But then how are we going to find that? We've got this one here. So that is where we are going to the other method of finding the absolute error. This other method is you count the number of decimal places. If the number of decimal places is just if at all you've just been given, let's say 5, it was maybe 5, okay, it was maybe let's say 5, just like that. So what you do is you just say 1/2, and you'll get a 0.5 as your absolute error in this case. You get the point? If you haven't been given the number of decimal places, but if the number of decimal places is 1, like in that case it's 1, what do you do to this? Okay, what do you do? Anybody who knows what we are going to do in the first place, we did if it doesn't have any number, this other side, where we said we just do 1/2 and get that 0.5 as our absolute error. This one as our absolute error. But then if we have one decimal place, what do we do? So that is where, so now what if you have got 2 decimal places? What do you do? So all those questions must be answered prior to the answering of this question. You have to understand. Okay. You get the point?
Yes.
Okay. So now you just add a 0 this side. Okay, you put 0.1 like that. Are you getting the point? If there's 1 decimal place. So which simply means it will give us 0.05, right? So if there are 2, you put another 0, which will give us 0.005. If there are 3, you put another 0. You get the point?
Yes.
And you go on and on and on and like that. So our WASIS is 0.05, right? Our absolute error. Not so, like that. You've understood, right?
Yes.
If a number is just like 1 without any decimal place, like 1.5, 1 point what, if you assume it's 1.0, so you just say 1/2. I'm not saying you always have 1. Sometimes you may even have a number like maybe 13. So for you to find the absolute error of this one, you just say 1/2. Okay, but if it has been put to say 13.5, okay, there is 1 decimal place, you add a 0 here and you put a point there. You get the point. So which means that the absolute error of this 13.5 is 0.05. Okay, if you say 0.1/2, is it not giving us this? But there is no calculator here. How do you calculate this one here without using a calculator? This is now where when it comes, you have to multiply this one by what? You can multiply it by 10. Okay, depending on the number of decimal places. This one you multiply it by 10, and also this one by 10. Okay, 10, which will give us 10/20. Yeah? Yes, and 20 into this, it will give us a 0. So we add a 0 there, right? And let's see. Hopefully you guys know how to calculate these things, right? 0.1/2. How do you get to 0.05? Or it will be 1/20 instead of 10. It will not be, if you multiply that by 10, it will be 1/20. Have you guys understood how it is? It's going to be 1/20, and 20 into this is going to give us a 0, and we add a 0 there, point. As we add the point, 20 into 10, it will be 0. We add another 0, and we get that. You get the point. So that 0.1 that you have, you can multiply. You look at it. So in case you have 0.01, in a case where you have got maybe 13.56, there are 2 decimal places, right? So which means that you have to start with 2 zeros before the 1, right? Over 2, right? So now how do you calculate how do you get that? You use, okay, there are 2 decimal, the decimal place is supposed to be there, supposed to be placed there. Okay, so there are 2 decimal places, this one and this one, right? So which means that you can multiply this one by 100 to give us a 1. Okay, so it will be 1/100. 100 down here, it will be now over 200, right? So which will be 200 into 1, 0. We put a point 10. 200 into 10, 0. We put a point 100. 200 into 100, put another 0. We put 1000. 200 into 1000 is 5 now. We are getting 0.005 if something has got 2 decimal places. So these things sometimes you can just master. Okay? 1 decimal place, 0.05. No decimal place, 0.5. 2 decimal places, 0.05. 3 decimal places, 0.005. Right? Is it not interesting? You can manage. It's simple, right? So we've now found our absolute error, and we are going to add and subtract it from and to that number. Okay? So now let's do this. Someone to give us the absolute error? What is our absolute error? We calculated together, guys. So I don't need you to disappoint me. In this case, our absolute error is absolute error 0.05. Yes, 0.05. 0.05. 05, like that. So now what we are going to do is we are going to say plus or minus 6.4. Simple. And we are going to now minus it and add it to that. Okay, so 6.40, like that. So we say plus or minus. So for plus, let's say 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 0 is 5, right? 0 plus 4, 6, right? For a plus, right? So for a plus, it's going to be 6.45. It will be the greater value this side. So for a minus, let's now find for a minus. For minus 5 minus 5 minus 0, 5. 0 minus 4. It's not possible for us to do that, right? So now let's put we are subtracting this one minus that. So addition is commutative. So in this case, let's put this one up, okay? Like that, we add a 0 so that they are okay. Have you understood what I'm trying to do? Like that.
Yes.
So that we add this one is a 0 here, so that we 0 minus that, we can't say 0 minus 5, so it's not possible. We borrow a 1 from there and put it there, so 5, right? So we have a 3 here, 3, and 6.35. You've seen it?
Yes.
So 6.35 is what? Is less than or equal to V, okay? And V is equal to less than or is greater than or equal to, is less than or equal to 6.45, okay? Of which the V is this value, this one, that one there, and is that statement is true, right? Yes, which is making it to make a bit of sense. Yeah. Let's push, guys. We really need to finish this paper by tomorrow, because next time we'll be revising it. This paper will be the time a few weeks or maybe a few days before the exam of this year. So now let's go and find the relative error of this one. So the actual length of the longest side of a rectangular playing field is 102 meters. A boy measured the same side as 99.8 meters. Calculate the relative error. So a relative error is given by the absolute error over the true value. Okay, so now let's calculate the absolute error, because we've got the true value here. Absolute error is equals to a recorded value minus the true value. So this boy recorded the and the actual length of this one is the true value is this one, but this one measured it as this. Okay, you get the point. So now, you guys who remember very well, this is the formula, right? The recorded value minus the true value, right? So we'll do it. So the absolute error may either be positive or negative. Okay, so we'll say 9.8 minus 102. So you know, what is that? What do we get? Can someone calculate that without using a calculator? No calculator. And just use a pen. If you're using a calculator just because I can't see you, yeah, it's okay. You're not lying to me. What is the answer?
80.6.
What?
89.6.
89.6.
Yes.
That is too big.
That is
Have
too
you seen?
big.
Because 102, 99.8
Is there
minus
a
1.
It's 2.2.
2.2. Okay, let's say negative 2.2, right? Because this number is smaller than that one. Negative 2.2. That's all. I
don't know. I'm not sure, but let me see. Right.
Sir, do we have a decimal place on
Yes.
102?
No, you can, a 102, you can only put a decimal place when calculating. Let's say we want to say, because you can only put a decimal place when calculating yourself there. You just put it to 0.0 so that you put it like this. You place it. Let me show you how you should actually place it. You say 99.8, then 102.0. You get the point, so that the numbers are like, you get the point, so that you are not confused. And then you put it like that. Then you start saying minus, minus, minus. You now understand? So that is the thing. So negative 2.2. Okay. So now finding the relative error, we have to say absolute error over true value. Can someone calculate that? Come again? You are now calculating using whatever. You need to have a pen, huh? A pen and where to write. Your friends, you people are lucky. Your friends, I used to tell them to open their camera so that I can see that this person has a pencil, a pen, or whatever. If it's geometric instruments, I'll make sure I check. Show me your instruments. Oh, you have. And those are the people that I'll be with. I think I should go back to that system, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the answer, the final one here? What is the time? Okay, 23:30. I think we've gone beyond too much. I wanted us to I wanted us to do the last question, this one. This one, I really wanted us to do. I don't know if people will still be able to accommodate. So who has found the answer and what is the answer? What is the final answer? Just saying the true value, which is 102 over 2.2. That negative, you can ignore it. I think will still be marked. I think don't ignore it. Put it, because error, this absolute error, can either be negative or okay. Have you where are my annotations? Okay, sorry, I lost these annotations. Okay, so real quick, without wasting much of the time, since I'm asking, say, what is the answer? Let's delete this negative. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's have a correction here. I've remembered. Let's do this. TV minus RV. Okay. 102 minus 99.8. Right. So, have you understood that correction? Yes, so it's the true value minus the recorded value, not vice versa, okay? So now, what we are going to do on this one, the absolute error is 2.2, right? The one who calculated, if you calculated the right thing, over 102, right? So what we are going to do is, we're just going to multiply this by 10 because we want to get rid of this one, which is here. Okay, so hopefully you're following. 102, we multiply that by 10 because it's one decimal place, okay, so that we get rid of that, right? So have you understood? So we are going to get 22 over 1220 like that, which will be equal to, now you can now just simplify it. You can leave it as a fraction, okay? In fact, you can leave it as a fraction. 2 can go into this one. How many times? 11, eh? And 2 can go into the 5, right? So it will be 11 over 520, okay? Like that. Not so? So this one will be the relative error, of which it will be a little bit difficult for you to put it in decimal at this point. You've seen it?
What did you say? You okay?
Where? Where?
I've seen it.
You've seen it? Okay. This one is another interesting question, but if we didn't run out of time that very much, I really wanted us to end here and give you another basic question, which is on transformation, this other one, the next one. I wanted us to do this one and give you this one as homework. But 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We're going to manage to do 8 questions tomorrow because some questions that are coming. So God, no. Let's just sacrifice. How many people are there? We do this one, and I give you this one as a homework question, and you do it. I mark those of you who are serious, and we do this one right here. Can we do it? Because time is not with us. But come again?
Can we start early tomorrow?
Yes, we are starting early. Even today we didn't start very late. But the thing is, if it means that we should not solve this question right now, I might give it as
we can
as
solve
a,
it now. Some of us are asleep, then we won't understand it.
oh, okay. Yeah, I understand. And to make it race, it's a calculus question. I understand.
Finish.
Right, so
Okay, but this one, me, I'm not.
okay, we can start with this tomorrow, but on your own you can try to solve it. I'm not giving it as homework, so just those 2 questions I gave as homework, just drop them for your friends in the main group. It's a sub group. So
It's homework.
Not this one. This one you can just practice. You can just practice this one on your own so that you can see where you go wrong.
Maybe have a class and in the night.
Come
Is
again?
it possible?
To do what? To do what? I didn't get what you asked. But can we have a class? I'm getting feedback. I don't know if it's someone playing something, but I really want to get there's someone who asked a question. So this one is not homework. I just gave 2 questions. Get me clearly. This one you can just screenshot it so that you can solve it on your own. This one is okay. Don't concentrate on it. Just this one. You can just solve it on your own. If you want, submit. If you don't want, don't. But those 2 other ones are the ones I officially gave as homework.
Oh,
Okay.
I was saying, can we have a class like late in the afternoon?
Late in the afternoon. Tomorrow. No, class arranging in the afternoon is possible, but the thing is, people, what time do you think we can